rises, the noise rises, and it's lights out, and away we go. And it's not a bad start from Nico Rosberg, and Sebastian Vettel now moves over to try and cover him. Hamilton is already away, and it's wheel to wheel. Rosberg and Vettel down towards turn one. Behind them, Kimi tries to dance around the outside. Vettel maintains second place, and there on the inside, Daniel Ricciardo keeps ahead of his teammate, and just ahead of the Williams of Felipe Massa, who was chopping away. Kimi on the inside of Ricciardo, down at turn two, looking to make up a place, but he's... Nico Hülkenberg, big gain for him on that first lap. Raikkonen going very slowly indeed in the Ferrari, as there we see the Sauber and the Williams, Valtteri Bottas and Felipe Massa. And puncture. What has happened to Kimi Räikkönen?
Puncture, left rear puncture.
Yeah, you're right. Spot on, Martin. We saw him going very slowly indeed down the straight, and Kimi Räikkönen, who wasn't out of the top three in any of the practice sessions, had a dreadful qualifying, not through his own fault, and now
he's going too fast.
Absolute disaster.
Ferrari is on the limit temperature-wise,
and very much within the limit for DRS as well. He's staying within that second, as we just watched there, going way too late into the first turn and spinning for his troubles as well. Marcus Ericsson. That was a very optimistic moment, and I think that might just have cost him in this race, because he looks to have got that car beached.
A mighty start. I think it was Hülkenberg.
Well, Hülkenberg started 13th, currently running 7th. Very good start from him. Raikkonen is now in the thicket with Valtteri Bottas. Just cars either side of him, just getting caught a bit in no man's land. A little touch there. Was that Maldonado he hit, Martin, I think?
Yeah,
that's
Maldonado's
the puncture.
Bottas was super cautious down into turn one. I can't help but think.
Incredibly hot out here for the tyres.
That's a fact. I can't help but think Ferrari will be wondering whether they've got this right. Watch this. So, no left rear then for Valtteri Bottas.
Under the safety car, they can't go quicker than that lap time, Team Radio.
Can I pass these people, because they are not even trying to catch the safety car?
No.
Kimi, slightly misunderstanding the concept of...
but it is coming in at this lap. He can have a go in a minute.
Okay, so the Mercedes were going 10 seconds slower than they needed to be under the safety car. That's what better.
Struggles for Felipe Massa, who's had his diff problems throughout the weekend as well. You can see him going very slowly there indeed, as Sergio Perez and then Nico Rosberg come up behind him. And behind Nico Rosberg, it's Max Verstappen in the Toro Rosso. Along the straight now, we ride on board with Rosberg. Just ahead of him, Felipe Massa, who says he's losing power. Into the hairpin we go. He's a little bit too far back, is Rosberg. Two cars either side in front of him, Felipe Massa and passing Sergio Perez.
Everything.
I'm back in the pack. Just update me on WhatsApp, which I believe they're allowed to do. That's a race strategy thing. It's not a driving performance aspect. But it shows you, despite the incredible dominance of the Mercedes-Benz when it's in clear air, it's not exactly whizzing past this lot, is it?
No, and there is, on the inside, Nico Rosberg getting past Felipe Massa. Under braking, took the inside line nice and tight. Might just give Massa a bit of an opportunity down the straight here to have another go. And Rosberg and Massa now wheel to wheel as Hamilton has a little look on car.
Hülkenberg very quickly, but these pesky Mercedes customer cars have been proving quite difficult for the works car to get around. And presumably then,
here he goes.
He'll get DRS as well, for good measure, even though he crosses the line in front of him. The detection point is earlier than that. Now we're going to see what Hamilton's pace is compared to Vettel, but he's now 10 seconds adrift. Half a pit. Alonso, and still behind him. He hasn't been able to pass him as quickly as I thought he might be able to. So his old teammate is now ahead of him.
Well, we'll see if we can get him in a moment as we look down on Carlos Sainz there, and his particular scrap on the track with Romain Grosjean. Into the hairpin we go, and a big lock up there from Carlos Sainz, and that's going to keep Daniel Ricciardo very interested. Now they come out alongside each other from the final corner.
Pace on the radio, his engineer Bono has said, Lewis, the pace is good, just if you're happy sitting there, carry on.
Right, Kimi Räikkönen moves past Sergio Perez into 12th place, and we saw Carlos Sainz once again getting his braking all a little bit late and wrong at the hairpin. He's not enjoying himself into that corner today.
I think they just want to be feisty. They need to think the long game a bit, but within 0.6 of a second.
Wherever you look, there are battles and there are duels, and that might just be throughout this race as well, Martin, with a mix-up of pit strategies.
6 seconds, I meant to say, not 0.6 of a second. That would be impressive. Yes, so...
It looks fairly close.
Yes. Vettel then, he just lost a bit of the lead that time, but I think they'll still be pretty satisfied with...
He's struggling so much out there today when his teammate, albeit now behind him on the track because he's just pitted, is actually having a really good race as Jenson Button takes Sergio Perez down at turn 14. Remember the turn that Perez went wide in 2012 when he was challenging Fernando Alonso for the lead that day. Now in a straight drag down towards the hairpin, the Force India gaining on Jenson Button, who goes a little bit deep into that hairpin, but Perez is just not close enough behind him, Martin, to take advantage.
Perez gets the DRS this time. Jenson had it last
for a lap ago. Now Kvyat has passed Ricciardo, and he really does seem to be struggling out there with his brakes today.
What's going on here?
That's Verstappen on Ricciardo.
So Ricciardo's gone tight into turn 9 and loses out, and that then puts his teammate onto him as well in the sister Red Bull. So it was a move down, and we've got there's on the outside, and this is why he was under pressure then, why he lost out to Verstappen in the first place.
Nice.
Plan A will require 10 more laps. Is that possible?
The Warrior is the front left, the Warrior is the front left.
Which gets an awful lot of stress through the high-speed corners here. If he's worrying about that now, 10 laps time, Martin, is that possible to do? Not sure. At this moment, we're not even at half race distance yet.
Yes, you'd have to be, wouldn't you? Because Sebastian Vettel at the wheel, the car looks great, he's keeping its tyres well, they stretched the first stint beautifully, and now he's catching them hand over fist. Yeah, it's game on, isn't it? It's game on. That's game off.
But not game over like his teammate.
Yes.
That's place. Wherever you look, there's an overtake here.
Okay, Fernando, we have a car problem. We're going to have to box this lap. I'm afraid that's going to be the end of our race.
Oh dear, and there down the inside goes Sebastian Vettel on Nico Rosberg. Vettel has been closing rapidly on that Mercedes for the last 2 laps. He has now got ahead of his German compatriot. It's Hamilton from Vettel, and 7 seconds the gap.
Rears are dropping off.
Yeah, rears are dropping off, says Lewis Hamilton, and okay, another big cloud of brake dust from Daniel Ricciardo's Red Bull. Max Verstappen tries to dance around the outside, now can skip lightly through the inside, and Ricciardo had to concede that because Verstappen was in absolutely no mood whatsoever to let the Australian through first.
17-year-old was not going to leave him 1 centimetre more than he needed not to.
Is Max Verstappen and Nico Hülkenberg. Verstappen moving himself up into 9th place, and does so, and didn't need to get quite so boisterous as he did on the previous lap with Daniel Ricciardo, who is now watching the rear view of the Force India, or the rear wing I should say, of the Force India, down towards turn 4, which is a bit too far back to make.
Getting worse, don't hold up Kvyat. Our front wing damage is getting worse, don't hold up Kvyat.
He's actually having a little go on Nico Hülkenberg here, and does run wide in the eggs. He can't get that move done and doesn't hold up Kvyat. And Kvyat just goes straight through the middle. Oh, they touched! And he spins round, coming into contact with Nico Hülkenberg. What looked like a superbly timed move from Daniel Kvyat has ended in a bit of disaster for the Russian there. The gap was getting narrower and narrower, and eventually Daniel Ricciardo moves up into 9th place. There's Sergio Perez, Danny Kvyat and Romain Grosjean.
I'm a little bit surprised. We seem to be catching cars, quite a few cars.
Yeah, Jensen, that's right. They're all stuck in a big train behind Hülkenberg. They're all stuck behind Hülkenberg.
Well, Ricciardo isn't now. But, and Felipe Massa having a decent race now as well. He's just passed Carlos Sainz as we see 2 Force Indias, a Red Bull and a Lotus, and Danny Kvyat making his way around some very twisty turns and a couple of chicanes that had 4 wheels on it as well. And as they drop down the hill, it is Nico Hülkenberg ahead of Danny Kvyat, ahead of Sergio Perez, ahead of Romain Grosjean. And Danny Kvyat almost getting a little shunt from Sergio Perez there, and Perez...
Now, he's got the high ground, he's got track position.
Right, two Force Indias who were both in the points in Melbourne and now very close to each other but out of the points at the moment on the track, and Sergio Perez is under pressure from Romain Grosjean here, and oh, he's clipped him and he's spun Romain Grosjean around once and around twice, and Grosjean thought the gap was there and Perez just moved over and made sure it wasn't, and the two Force Indias...
Check there is no damage.
Okay, I've seen everything on TV, Romain. We will check. We will check.
Can't believe it.
Not a happy Frenchman, Romain Grosjean, as the race leader, Sebastian Vettel, laps Felipe Nasser. Just come out of the pits. We have 17 cars. Max Verstappen, which I'm not quite sure why he was having a blue flag wave for him. He did rather get out of the way, but then he's fought his way back again with Valtteri Bottas, and he's now really trying to hang on to the place, and that place is 6th place, and Bottas is coming back at him again, and somehow Max Verstappen manages to emerge from that still ahead of the Williams, but for how much longer, I wondered. Valtteri Bottas now down towards... Out in front, now 14 seconds, the gap between Vettel and Hamilton. Nico Rosberg a further 11.8 seconds behind. So the...
Okay, box, Sebastian, box.
And I think they're going to pit Sebastian Vettel now, because he should come out just ahead of Nico Rosberg if they can do that. If that gap comes down by a couple more seconds, that's going to be very, very tight. Which is what I was going to...
Lewis is struggling again with the tyres towards the end of the stint, as he did earlier on in the race.
I'm feeling very good, man. Getting slower and slower.
Game back on.
Absolutely, and that's why it was so critical for Vettel to stay ahead. I mean, not bored with Lewis Hamilton. Clear track.
This is the wrong tyre, man.
The only other option we had been well used. We think this is the better tyre. It's just a case of looking after them in traffic. Nico's pace on the prime was good.
And they kept 3 sets of the hard compound tyre back, Mercedes, to use in this race. They only had 1 set of option tyres, the medium tyre, that they hadn't used.
It comes back to what we were saying. That was a decision they made.
And overtake Vettel, is there?
Well, he was a second faster
Rosberg
on the last lap.
So lapped car in front, box, box, box.
Well, that sorts that problem out then.
That's solved that completely, hasn't it?
Because Rosberg would have been well within his rights to say, well, I'm the same as Hungary last year. I'm not moving over to give Lewis more points than me.
I mean, the fact is, he's been... Verstappen taking the long way. Fairly terminal problem for him. Out in front.
Forecast to catch Vettel with 5 laps remaining, so we need to keep this pace up.
Hey, man, don't talk to me through the corners. Then he just went off.
He's asked for that before, has Hamilton, and he's now getting a bit short with Pete Bonington on the radio.
Exactly, but it was 44.
Blue flag, blue flag.
Lovely song that Sebastian Vettel is now singing.
Yeah, because he's catching Grosjean and Hülkenberg, who are squabbling like crazy, and he knows what it's like out front. He's, come on, I need help straight away.
Well, he's got to fully catch up with him first. There goes Grosjean on the inside of the Force India. And Hülkenberg stays ahead, struggling on his tyres, of course. Sebastian Vettel gets the benefit of the DR.
Need 42.7s to catch him, 42.7s.
Got a 43.2 on the last lap.
42.7. Well, Rosberg's doing 42.5s on the medium compound behind him. Is there a 42.7 in a hard compound?
Mercedes-powered Lotus have passed to Maldonado. Maldonado now moves out of the way. Hamilton laps him, but it's tyres, Ted. That's what's limiting these teams today.
But that's what got them into trouble in the first place, wasn't it? That decision to stop early and get rid of the medium tyres and then just driving to the life of those tyres, trying to do Team Radio.
Talk to me about the race.
Everybody has come
to Verstappen on lap. Some options on lap 46.
They can,
there we
goes.
go.
Down the inside Max Verstappen didn't really need too much of an invitation, but Carlos Sainz left him one.
I think that started as I braked a bit too late here, so he had to translate it into an overtake. I don't think he had any option there. Otherwise, he's going to ram into the back of his teammate.
Well, I'm the youngest point scorer, youngest race winner and pole sitter in Formula One. Sebastian Vettel is about, if he can maintain the gap, to become a Ferrari winner, as sadly, down at Lotus, Pastor Maldonado retires, becoming the 4th driver to retire from this race, and he is still yet to see the checkered flag here in Malaysia, the only time he's been classified.
Hamilton lap time 3.8, you're doing well, keep your head down.
He's got a bit of traffic, actually. This is going to be a really sweet moment for Sebastian Vettel coming up, Martin. I say he's got a bit of traffic, there they are. It's the 2 Red Bulls, and he's about to lap them in his 2nd race as a Ferrari driver after...
Hey presto, they've ended up out in the lead with a 2-stopper, but that kind of confidence that they had to stick with what they know is a significant thing for Ferrari.
Yeah, the strategy, I think David Lloyd is the strategy man for Ferrari at the moment. He's not a full-time strategist, but he's kind of been drafted in whilst the new man, Ted, just gets embedded in it.
I'm surprised we haven't heard Williams call this one off yet. Not that I think, well, I don't think Massa will respond to being told to let him through, that's for sure.
Well, they definitely haven't called it off, because Bottas is lining up a move here. He's having a go, and he's going to have to go around the outside of his teammate. As into turn 1 we ride to Williams, getting very close. Did they touch? They certainly came very close to doing so. Massa stays ahead of Valtteri Bottas by a few inches under...
Degradation. I think Pirelli will start going racier on the tyres as the season unfolds. Will play into Ferrari's hands.
Sebastian Vettel swerving, weaving, dancing to the checkered flag. He wins as a Ferrari driver to make it 4th place for him.
Yes, great drive. Well done. Slow switch down. Numero 1 is back, top class. Great drive. Ferrari's back.
Fantastico. Sei un grande, Seb.
Up into Parc Fermé alongside his teammate, but there's a big gap in the middle, and it's about to be filled by the car in red. Ferrari winning in Formula One for the first time since Spain in 2000.